a little bit stiff today after a couple of really strong practices, but I wanted to pop in and give you a short video for those days that kind of don't feel like pushing really hard or you're thinking about giving up on the challenge. So this will be a short practice that's comfy but also helps to shift some of the stagnant, lazy energy around. Feel free to have any props with you, even if you don't have yoga blocks at home or bolsters. You can bring pillows, cushions, even books I've stacked up before, just to feel a little bit more supported in your practice today. We're going to start sitting up in a comfortable, tall seated position with the eyes closed down and the awareness really just onto the breath. If you do have a block or a thick book, you might shift your buttock bones towards the front edge just to lengthen your spine up a little bit more. You'll begin with your left hand on top of your chest or your heart center and your right hand on top of the belly button. And just start to feel the breath as it flows in through the tip of the nose, through the back of the throat, and right down into that front right hand, filling the abdomen up with breath, with prana. And as you exhale, drawing the navel into the spine, pushing all the breath out. Filling the abdomen up deeply with each inhalation, coming in through the tip of the nose, passing the third eye center through the back of the throat and into the belly. And then exhaling from the belly all the way back up, meeting in that third eye center and falling out the tip of the nose. Connecting with the breath and following the breath as it passes through the body. Not getting worried about how deep or how long the breath is, just feeling it, witnessing it. And with each passing exhalation, eyes are still closed. Just begin to let go or release any expectations that you may have for your body, for your practice. Expectations around this breath. Just set your intention to observe the breath throughout the practice and take notice if it does get a little bit short or sharp, or you realize that you are breathing a little bit more up into the chest and collarbones rather than deeply down into the abdomen. Just take notice and let go of the control that we have to take around our breath or around our everyday life. These moments here on the mat are your time to really release, surrender. And as we begin to build this discipline together, it's also an opportunity to develop an understanding of self-inquiry, exploring yourself and observing yourself. Let's start to take the breath a little bit more dynamically. You might choose to open the eyes now. As you inhale, you'll extend the arms up really nice and tall. Keep the face and shoulders soft. And as you exhale, still through the back of the throat, it'll be a strong sound through back of the throat. You'll pull the hands back and down, shoulder blades down. Inhale is here. Exhale is here. Breath sounds like you're trying to fog up a window in front of you, but we'll keep the mouth closed. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Lengthen up the spine and keep the rib cage tucked in. And we want to feel that the navel center is moving with each breath. You keep going with your arms. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So the abdomen expands. The side ribs expand. Energy starts to elevate. And we start to really push out that stagnant breath, stagnant energy. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Close down the eyes again and just sit with the backs of the hands resting on the knees or the thighs, the palms facing up. Find a softness here in the face, the neck, the tops of the shoulders. And letting go of the outcome that you may have set for yourself for your 31-day yoga challenge. And just drawing onto an intention of releasing the control and simply observing, inquiring about the self. Let us remove the block here. Place it off to one side if you have one. And we'll bring ourselves into a few rounds of cat and cow practice. I like to curl the toes under as we inhale, open the collarbones, lift the chin, open the throat. Keep the teeth together and keep the face soft. As you exhale, pointing the toes, rounding out the spine, hollowing out the belly, drawing the buttock bones to the back of the knees. Continuing with an inhale to arch. And exhale to round. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more time through cat and cow, inhale to arch. And exhale to round. Breath is strong through back of throat. That ujjayi breath really helps to shift energy around. Let us take the hands a giant step forward towards the front edge of the mat. And the buttock bones will pull backwards and up. So not a child's pose, but this really nice extended, sometimes referred to as puppy pose. Fingers stretch further away. Sternum drops down. Maybe it's the forehead. Maybe it's the chin. Or maybe you choose to rest the forehead on a block. It's a little bit low to reach the floor. Ideally, we're expanding down the side ribs, letting the chest drop wide open, the heart wide open. Feeling a little stretch across the armpits and noticing how you can fill this space now a little bit more deeply with breath. On your next inhalation, begin to slide forward. Come on to lying on the belly. Come high on the tips of the fingers. They'll be a bit wider than the mat. And as you inhale, press the pelvis down, the pubic bone down, and peel the upper body up. Exhale to lower. Move 3 times with your own breath. It's okay. You're at home. If you're moving faster or slower than I am, just take time. Match the motion with your breath. Bring the hands down by the sides, by the hips, the palms face down, thumbs face outside. And inhale. As you lift the upper body, stretch the fingertips towards the heels. Stretch the toes to the back of the room and bring the baby fingers closer together. Exhale to lower. Inhale will lift you, opening the chest and the heart center. Exhale to lower. One more inhale. Complete exhale. Hands underneath the shoulders, roll the elbows inside, and give yourself a very nice and gentle cobra pose, where we're not pushing down into the floor to lift us, but rather guiding the elbows and hands gently backwards to feel the ribs pull forward, the heart open, the collarbone soft. And then we'll gently press back into a child's pose. I'll suggest keeping the knees closer together in order to release the lower spine. If that pinches into the hips, we'll take the knees apart. Resting the belly on the thighs or between. The forehead might search to find the mat, and the fingertips are actively stretching forward. Roll the shoulders back and down and feel breath here calmly and deeply in through the nose, filling the navel center with each inhale. Drawing the navel center back to spine with each exhale. Last full breath. Slowly coming back up to the knees. Let's bring more energy in as you inhale all the way up to the knees. Open the chest, open the heart. And as you exhale, round the spine, sink the hips to the heels. Inhale opens up the chest and the heart. Lightens up the face. And exhale, hips to heels. Back body softens. Inhale to come up. And exhale to release. One more time. Exhale. We take a gentle twist of the spine. If you're not so comfortable staying here kneeling, come and sit on the buttock bones with the feet together, the knees together. Lengthen up the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, just take a gentle twist around to the right side. 2 knees would stay together. Spine would stay tall. Collarbones open and shoulders soft, down away from the ears. Stay here for 2 more breaths, sending breath into the side ribs, moving into that space that you create from each inhale. Slowly passing through center, navel's drawn in, and exhaling, twisting around to the left side. Don't get caught up with what this arm is doing. No need to bind here. We're taking a gentle twist, a twist to help us make space. Use the inhalation to lift the crown of the head up. You'll notice that floats the ribs up. And then as you exhale, you can twist, move a little bit deeper into that space, but keep the shoulders soft. The the face soft, and check back in with what the breath is doing. Slowly coming back into the center. Let's just make sure everything's a little bit open before we come to standing. Bottoms of the feet come close to the pelvis to start. Let the outer thighs roll back and down. If you have a couple of blocks or books, you might place blocks underneath the knees to support them. Lift the rib cage and open the chest and the heart. This will help you to learn to open the collarbones here and stretch the skin across the sternum so that the back bends initiate from the upper spine, not just lower spine. Taking one more full deep breath here. And as you exhale, let's shift those feet a little bit further in front. We'll hold this posture a little bit longer. Let the lower belly pull in, the ribs even tuck in. And it's with intention to one day bring the forehead to the toes, to the balls of the feet. But if that's not accessible today, you might take a block or you might take a cushion. What's important here is that we really allow the back body to soften, but the lower belly stays drawn inwards and upwards. Let the upper body start to melt down and draw into a space of stillness. Stay where you are, sending deep breaths this time into the back body. So the space between the back lower ribs and the top of the hips. Let's send breath there and feel as it expands, full of breath and energy with each inhale. And then as you exhale, you just feel a little release. You feel a little softening. You may even feel yourself dropping a little deeper. Last 2 full deep breaths here. Notice the navel center still moving forward and backward, passing through Manipura chakra, igniting the fire in the pit of our belly. And then slowly, slowly coming up. We'll bring the knees around. We're going to come straight into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go ahead and curl your 10 toes under. Press your hands, palms flat on the floor, and really spread your fingers wide apart. Middle fingers are parallel to one another. Press the hands, palms forward and down, and roll back to lift the hips high. Keep a bend in the knees, and be mindful that you're not dropping that rib cage. Certainly the abdomen is working towards the thighs, but we don't need to do that by popping the lower ribs down. Hug those in, wrap them around in front. With the knees bent, we can still press the backs of the thighs backwards and the buttock bones up. Stay here for 2 more breaths, bringing a little softness, broadening in the top of the shoulders. 1 more breath. Shouldn't be forcing or fighting anything here. And slowly begin to walk the feet ahead to the hands. A nice gentle forward fold here. Upper body just hangs. Body weights move forward into the balls of the feet. Release the head and the neck by shaking it from side to side. And then slowly, as you inhale, extend the spine, slide the fingers up the shins. Anytime we pass through this movement, collarbones are open, shoulders are back and down. It's almost as if you're achieving a back bend in the upper spine. Next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Come up to standing. And exhale, release the hands down by the sides. Give your shoulders a big roll. Up, back, and down. Again, up, back, and down. 1 more. And we're going to move into the sun salutation practice. If you follow any of my videos, I always use sun salutations or moon salutations. Today we'll start with the Hatha Yoga ones, and next video we'll use the Ashtanga. Now, I'll start with the facing you front on. You always just stay a long ways on your mat, okay? Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up. Feel a length down the side body, maybe the head drops back. And as you exhale, release the hands in front of the heart center. Press the palms. Use the inhalation to reach the arms up and take a deep backward bend. As you exhale, continue to fold forward. Inhale, the right foot steps back, lower the right knee and point the toes. Stay light on the fingertips and open the collarbones. We'll take another inhale here. We're going to add an extra movement today. Is just as you exhale, thumbs to sacrum, elbows together, sternum length. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, the hands come down, frame left foot we'll step the left foot straight back. You might choose to take downward facing dog or Parvatasana, mountain pose. The feet are together. Heels lift, knees down, look forward. Elbows roll inside and the bum stays quite high, Ashtanga Namaste. Point the toes, inhale, take a full, deep and expansive breath as you find Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Exhale, lift the hips, keep that soft bend in the knees and consciously pressing the palms forward. Inhale, heels lift, and the right foot will step all the way through the hands. It's okay for you to take an extra breath and wriggle that foot up. An inhale is here to open the heart, and the exhale brings the hands to the hips, sacrum down, sternum up, elbows close together. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, bring the hands down and step the left foot forward. Inhale, extend forward, really lengthen the spine and look to the space between your hands as you rise up and take a backward bend. Exhale the hands to the center. One more time, the left side leading. Inhale, open. And exhale, close the palms. Take a deep breath and a gentle backward bend to lift the sternum. And as you exhale, forward fold. Follow the space between the hands as you come down. Inhaling, the left foot will step back, a long low lunge, point the toes. The exhale will float the hands to the hips, just guide the sacrum down, lift the sternum up. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, hands down, frame right foot. Right foot steps back, hips are high. Maybe bring those feet a bit closer together. Inhale, heels lift, knees down and look forward. Exhale, chin and chest to the floor. Inhale, slide through. Pelvis is down, lower belly is down. Exhale, hips high. Inhale, we'll step the left foot forward through the hands. Lower the back right knee and point the toe. Exhale, hands to the hips, sacrum down, collarbones open. Inhale, the arms reach up. It's okay if they don't touch. And exhale, hands down. Stepping your right foot forward through. And take a long, deep inhalation to extend the spine, reach the arms up, and backward bending. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the center. Inhale, extend the arms straight up and lock the two thumbs together. Make big wings with the fingers. Stretch up a little bit taller. Inhale to extend, shift the body weight backwards towards the heels. Exhale to take it over to the right side. Use the help of that right thumb to guide the left fingertips and more to the right side. Feel a little bit more space down the whole left side body. Staying here for one more deep full breath. Inhale to center. And exhale up, out, and over to the left side. Really reach with the help of the thumbs, pulling one another. Slowly back into the center. Release the hands, palms down. Take a pause here. Drop the knuckles down and make some circles with your wrists. Check into your stance as your weight shifted back into the balls of the feet. You can wiggle your toes. Your rib cage is tucked in and the shoulders are soft. Complete exhalation as you lower the hands down and interlace the fingers behind the back. Be really mindful that we're not popping the shoulders forward. Keep them rolled back and a soft bend in the knees. Inhale, we'll lift the chin and the sternum up. And as you exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to glue the belly to the thighs, the chest to the knees. Let the knuckles fall forward. Mindful of these elbows, they're not hyperextended. And the shoulders aren't dumping forward. We keep those pulled back. Soften in the face. Might start to lift the buttock bones, but keep them well connected to the center heel by pressing thighs back and center heel down. Stay here for one more breath. Bending the knees, sit the hips nice and low. Utkatasana chair pose. You might find yourself keeping the arms in line with the shoulders today. Knees shift back, buttock bones back and belly in. Or you might start to lift the upper body and lift the arms. Shoulders plug down, head drops back, active through the tips of the fingers. Stay here for one more breath. On your next inhale, arms reach up, little back bend. And exhale, hands to the center. Take a moment here to take a deep breath in. A complete breath out. Very similar to the practice that we did kneeling before we came up. We'll take the feet about hips distance or shoulders distance apart. The inhalation opens the front body. The exhalation rounds the body down into a squat. Heels stay down. Inhale, On the way up, expanding. Exhale, on the way down, releasing. One of my favorite practices to help to elevate energy. Even if I don't have time for a full 1 or 2 hour yoga asana and pranayama practice, taking a few beautiful full body movements, guided by breath, conscious movements, without expectation, each and every single time re-energizes me. Coming back in. Exhale, release. Roll the shoulders once again, up, back, and down. Today, you'll lower down by bending one knee, and then the other. Sitting the hips to the heels if this is comfortable. And then you'll finish your practice today in some form of a reclined position, preferably supported. So you might have a bolster at home, you might stack a few pillows or cushions up. You can even put books or blocks underneath a pillow. Just make sure that the lower spine is supported, but it's not getting arched up. We want to rest back so that we can feel the contact of the hips and the earth and the back spine along some form of a support, keeping the neck very nice and long, the ribs in, and the arms open. This will be your final posture, and I do encourage you to stay here for at least a few minutes. Okay? Opening up across the chest, opening up the heart, and bringing yourself into a space where you can really release, where you can surrender, and you can open yourself to the possibilities of this 31-day challenge. Those of you that haven't signed up or aren't participating in the 31 days, you can do any version of this challenge yourself. So just get yourself onto the mat as many times as you can this month. If you want a little bit of support or a little bit of motivation, just pop me a private message anytime. Okay? Journey with Jess Jones Yoga on Instagram or Facebook, and we'll help you out. We're a community, and we just want to work together to help support and raise the consciousness, raise the energy. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this and trying a new practice today. Next practice is going to be a little bit more challenging. There will always be modifications, but you can always listen to your own body.